Hey guys, welcome back. Please sit down. I want to talk to you guys about your scrolling problem. I noticed that you'd been scrolling through Instagram Reels, Shorts, Google Classroom. I don't know why you were there, but you were scrolling. I wanted to really show you the dangers of what's on the internet out there, because I want you guys to stop doing this. You're missing out on a lot of your life. And, there's a lot of dangerous people out there that you don't want to be messing around with. So I thought I'd show you some of the most dangerous people on Instagram.
Check it out, man. I got some cool stuff. I got some green paint, and I found a snake.
Great. Why?
Now when you scroll on Instagram Reels, I imagine you've probably run into some of the examples of music on there.
I want to make it out the mud one day. I'm so done with eating fish fillet.
I'm not talking about established bands that maybe you already follow posting on there. I'm talking about just like random accounts that pop up on your feed when you're doom scrolling on Reels. I have heard some of the worst music I've ever heard on Instagram Reels. Plain and simple. Now that was really mean, but in my defense, the Instagram comments are much meaner. It makes me a little scared to post on there just because they just seem to not really care about the person that they're insulting. But a lot of the times whenever I see these attempts at music, it leaves me wondering if it was satire or not. And that leads me to our first account, Let's Paint TV. Maybe you guys have seen this account. This is the biggest one I'm talking about. Coming in at over 100,000 followers. We see this guy that just kind of makes some music, except he's running on a treadmill the whole time and on a green screen, and there's just a lot going on. Let's take a look, shall we? So initially looking at it, I kind of undersold this guy. He's got almost 200,000 followers, so maybe I should take some notes. But his name is apparently John Kilduff, Mr. Let's Paint, but he's got an email account for booking, so my 21st birthday is, I got like 9 months. So, Mr. Let's Paint, I want you to be checking your inbox at the beginning of January. He's got an official Spotify. Maybe I'll be doing some listening tonight. He's got an Etsy store. I'm gonna check that out. He's got, some standard stuff you'd expect from like an artist. He's got a hand-painted hat that says Embrace Failure, hand-painted shirt that says Embrace Failure. But then he's also... It's a picture of the chip aisle in a grocery store, and it's just called chips, and it's $10,000. $10,060. Okay, he's got some actual paintings. I'm not gonna lie, these are pretty sick. They're 3D, and then he's got signed used tube of empty paint. Okay, and it's on a piece of cardboard. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll have to get one of those. He's got a bunch of them. Some of his art is quite expensive, but I also don't really know what expensive is in art terms. I don't know. I don't really buy much art. I just skipped to the last page on his account. He's got more chip listings. This one is called Gas Station in the Middle of California, and it's $7,400. Oh wait, no. He's just that good of an artist. I thought these were real. This is a painting of chips. He got me. I've been duped. What? I'm at a loss for words. He got a $300 Blender cardboard sculpture. It's got the cord and everything. Oh, he's got a couple of them. That's actually pretty cool. I can appreciate this. He's got a Paint Till You Die Club patch, and if you know me, you know I'm a patch fanatic. So I'm gonna check if the initial chip listing for $10,000 was actually a painting. It is. It is. I thought he was just like selling a ton of chips, but no, it's a painting of chips. That is actually a really good painting. Okay, well that was his Etsy store. Let's actually scroll through his Instagram. Let's see what his music is all about. How did I get here? I find experimentation in music very respectable, even if the end result sucks. I just find it applaudable if an artist goes outside of their comfort zone, like Life is Like a Dream by Avenged Sevenfold. Yeah, sorry, that album sucks, but I respect it. And Let's Paint TV shows a level of experimentation in everything they do that I just can't help but tip my hat. I mean, the dude takes sounds that are already niche, makes it 30 times as intense, and then combines it with musical elements that would give a Victorian child a brain hemorrhage. And while Let's Paint is obviously the one who deserves all the praise considering it's his music we're talking about, at the same time, I find it cool that in music as a whole, this is where we've gotten to. Like 60 years ago, the Beatles were considered groundbreaking. How did we get here? Anyways, like the state of music nowadays in terms of how weird it can be and how weird people want it to be is crazier than ever. Have you ever been to a 100 Gex show? Point proven. I'm just happy that we still have people like Let's Paint who is just unafraid to be one of the weirdos in the modern music climate. I think a lot of artists can take inspiration from him, with him just doing everything that he feels like he wants to do. And I think a lot of us could really do some of that in our lives. That was pretty nice. Need a new piano. Oh man. Alright, this is a video of what he's mainly known for. He's got his treadmill that he's running on, and he's got some editing going on. You know, I heard someone in the comments mention that, you know, Death Grips is now allegedly gone, and I think we've got our replacement. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot to unwrap in this. I think every single person in the background is him, just like waving his arms in the background. I don't know why I said in the background again. He's got his iconic Embrace Failure shirt on, and he's also got the hat on. Well, the guy in the background has the shirt on. This man seems to break his piano quite a bit. I feel like a performance is not an adequate description of this. You know, a lot of this just seems like Death Grips on steroids. Like, I feel like if I had schizophrenia and I listened to Death Grips, this is what I would hear. I like his wails of agony. I wish I could just go into this guy's mind, even though I feel like it would kind of be horrifying, but it would be interesting. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is just some genius that we probably just can't understand yet. I think this guy's ahead of his time, and we just don't really know. Okay, well, this did not really demonstrate the thing I wanted to prove to you very well, but I guess you can find some strange music recommendations, but there are still dangerous people out there on Instagram. Okay, I will show them to you.
This is my squad, my rules. I'm sending an invite to Hank. He already unlocked the Los Pollos variant Gus.
There's been a lot of genius engineers and inventors throughout our time. Nikola Tesla, that guy was pretty cool. The Wright brothers, but you know, I don't think as many people have invented as many gadgets and gizmos as this guy. I don't know his name. I think he's Ukrainian or Russian. So his name on Instagram is Ser_Ga_69. Nice. Which makes me want to think that his name is Sergey, maybe. I don't know. This guy, I think he's got quite a beautiful mind, I'm not gonna lie. And now describing his account, it's just a guy doing things. Now you're probably thinking, that's the least descriptive descriptor you could give an account. But after seeing his stuff, I think you'll agree that that's kind of the only way to describe his content. And one thing he really likes is the split filter, where it's like you record one video on one side and then you record another video on the other side, because it allows him to do some really cool stuff. One thing he also really likes, though, is a power drill. I don't know about you guys, but as soon as a power drill comes into my hands, I'm just filled with happiness. I don't like build things. It's not like a hobby I have. They're just fun to hold. I can't really describe it other than it's just a satisfying thing to hold. And clearly I'm not the only one who thinks that, because Sergey over here clearly loves his power drill as well. Ingenious.
Чую. Светлая голова. Сама природа.
You know, I think my favorite thing at the end is that he does the little like hair curl behind the ears, but he doesn't have hair. And the thing that was also just combed was his beard. I was curious, so I kind of just scrolled to the bottom of his account to see what he started off as. And, yeah, he apparently started off as cross-dressing. In this one, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of looks like Walter White. You know, whenever I scroll through this guy's account, I'm just like filled with this childlike whimsy and wonder. Like, it just feels like I have to connect the missing pieces in between each video to really understand this guy's brain, you know? There's a certain mystique surrounding his videos is what I'm trying to say. I mean, some of his videos are pretty cut and dry with what he's trying to do. But most of them just kind of leave me thinking. And then no matter how long I think, I don't come up with like a proper answer. I just kind of get more and more confused as I go through the rabbit hole. I mean, my initial thought is the dude just tries to see every idea he has through, no matter how stupid and nonsensical it is. But a part of me wants to believe that this account is just another example of artistic genius that's so esoteric in purpose that only the most honorable of intellectuals can understand. I'm looking too deep into this. I can guarantee you. It's just my nature to overthink the most useless topics, but I'm gonna continue to gaslight myself into believing that this man is a genius.
One moment, please.
On second thought, like with this, I don't really know what to like comment on. With like stupid channels like Troom and 5-Minute Crafts that just like build stupid pointless things while narrating how they're somehow a life hack, even though it's just needlessly complicated. There's something to comment on just because you understand what they're doing. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish most of the time, especially with a lot of the drill ones, like with this one that I just watched. I don't know what he thought would happen other than the banana spins. And that's just kind of why, I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling to comment on this. But so here's an example of the cross-dressing. Obviously he's playing a character though, so at the same time I'm not really sure what the story is telling. Was he trying to get her to stop using earbuds and use headphones? I feel like he could have just gave given her the headphones. I don't think he had to destroy the earbuds. One of my favorite things about this too is that he has a hair filter for the male character, but not a hair filter for the female character, despite the fact that he's bald. I'm pretty sure he just has like a makeup filter on, so he just can't have two on, which is why he still is bald, but I don't know, I just thought it was funny. You know, I can appreciate him and applaud him for at least being creative. Nowadays, whenever people want to portray a girl in their skits, they just put a freaking towel on their head. So, thanks for being original. This one, I don't know what character he's trying to play, if he's trying to play a character. I'm just kind of confused. But, you know, going back to his modern content, I don't even know what this, like, originally is. But it works. Hell yeah. That's ingenuity right there. But I also... I got a power drill. I'm gonna try some of these out for you guys. I don't think I'm gonna try any of these. Okay, so maybe that guy was also just kind of weird and not exactly harmful. I got one more though. Okay, so I'll prove to you that the internet is dangerous.
Two number nines, a number 9 large, a number 6 extra tip.
Now, dead internet theory is a phrase that kind of gets thrown around a lot, especially in recent times because, you know, AI is as huge as it is. I personally think that there's a lot of validity to that theory because, I mean, every time I go on the internet, I see a ton of bots, not only just in comments, but also uploading videos and posts onto YouTube, Instagram, etc. It's one thing for bots to be posting videos and posts that you very clearly know are fake and generated on past posts made by real people, and for bots to leave nonsensically YouTube comments or just comments that very clearly resemble comments that real people have made. But it's like a whole other thing when AI develops personalities and then those personalities post on the internet and then more personalities interact with those personalities and every single personality involved in the situation isn't even real. Which leads me to this account. I was on my For You page and I got this post suggested to me. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was posted by this account, Owisha Prisha. I don't know. And in the post, it was very obviously a CGI person. It was very obvious because these look like PS2 graphics. So I clicked on the account out of curiosity and found out that that CGI person was just, I guess, running the account. They seem to post almost daily, multiple times a day when they do post, and they just kind of post them with their friends, them in outfits, and kind of stuff like that. Just kind of your standard girls' Instagram, except it's not a real person. And as I mentioned, some of those posts featured friends, which also were tagged, meaning there are multiple of these accounts that are just not real people posting fake lives. Thing is, it somehow gets even deeper. I was looking at this, just kind of figuring out what the hell was going on, and then I looked in the comments where people were commenting. You probably think that it was either people commenting saying, you know, what is this? That's not real, or bots just doing their bot thing. But what I found was genuine comments of love and support. There were GIFs commented that actually related to the thing being posted, and then tons of heart eyes emojis, heart emojis. This comment says, "So beautiful," which those could very easily be botted comments. But at the same time, you go onto those accounts, and there are more of these fake people, and all of them have their own posts. Look, go on to that post. Let's go in the comments. It's got 10 comments. Oh, look at that. There's a Sam Eternity Ava Fire. What is going on? These aren't real people. But the thing about this is that it doesn't feel like it's AI in the sense that it's the AI that's gotten popular, because that AI is modeled after things that's already been posted on the internet. It's not creating anything really original. None of this really looks like anything. I mean, they kind of look like Bratz dolls, I guess. At the same time, these, for the most part, don't really have the same kind of look as AI-generated images do. A lot of AI-generated images are just really smooth looking, and then they have really weird details that just don't make any sense, especially with things like hands and minor details in the background. But these don't really have that. Like I said, these have sort of like a PS2 look. Like I feel like I'm looking at a screenshot from GTA San Andreas. But the account that I found, Oishi Prisha, has about 5,000 followers. And I thought of not actually doing this because I wanted to get something really obscure for the final account in here. But I'm inclined to think that this is more obscure than it looks, because when I go onto the list of following, there is, you guessed it, more fake accounts. This one's a guy. They got guys now. Well, I guess they always had guys. Well, actually, this was only 4 days ago. They're multiplying still. I'm back. You know, strangely enough, this isn't the first time I've seen something like this. You know, just a web of accounts all interacting with each other and portraying fake lives that don't exist. Reminded me of an account that followed me like a couple of years ago that was cosplaying as Fender from the movie Robots, and there were other Robots characters accounts interacting with it, and then it started dating Rita from Flushed Away, who of course also had her own account, but I remember them breaking up and then their accounts disappearing. I don't know what happened to them. I don't even remember what they were named. I can't search them up. But the difference was, I knew there was a human element. With every single post that they posted, it was very clear that there was a human photoshopping these pictures. And it did not have the AI look at all, especially considering this was multiple years before AI was big, and it still looked like this. I kind of miss when AI looked like that. But if this is AI, it leaves me kind of wondering what we're doing here. How is this what social media is used for now? It just kind of sucks. Every single venue of creation is being taken over by AI because it's starting to be seen as some method of passive income. And the worst part is, a lot of the people that try to do that, where they just generate videos and generate songs and put them on YouTube and Spotify and all that stuff, 9 times out of 10, they don't end up ever seeing any profit from it, because, I mean, Spotify, how do you expect a profit from that? But then the shitty AI YouTube videos, they're not good videos. People don't want to watch them. So half the time it just results in people just putting endless sludge onto the platform and then it not getting interacted with, meaning it's just so much more saturated than it was before. And it's not even saturated with anything good. It's not like there's a ton of people uploading on YouTube because they have these really creative thoughts that they want to express with everyone. No, people are just trying to make money off of AI and combining it with YouTube because it can be profitable. But with this account, I'm honestly not even sure if that's what's happening, and it just kind of leaves me more confused rather than angry, as opposed to like all the AI accounts. Is this ran by AI? I don't know, maybe. Honestly, if it is though, that just kind of makes it even stranger. Like, it looks like, I would say at the very least 10% of these followers are just these fake accounts. And by fake accounts, I mean the accounts made by and ran by PS2 characters. I mean, if you even look in her bio, she's got a boyfriend added in it. What is going on? This rabbit hole just keeps getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And, you know, I was inclined to actually believe that, you know, this could have actually been a genuine example of a dangerous account on Instagram because, you know, bots on the internet in the most harmless situation are just used to, like, boost something, like a post or an account. But most other examples of bot usage is usually pretty malicious. However, I don't really see anything that resembles anything malicious. There's no links in her bio. This honestly just seems like a bunch of fake accounts interacting with each other. Maybe there's more to this. I have no idea. Honestly, I feel like there probably is. I feel like I'm only in the surface right now because I keep finding more and more accounts. I don't know. I scrolled down a little bit to see if there was anything else. I posted this ad for a thing called Shaking It Up, Bella and Preshed's new dance, embracing body positivity. I don't know what this is. It's not like an actual dance or like an actual ad. Like they didn't get paid to post this, I don't think. Is this for a video game? Is this just like a really stupid thing that I'm looking too deep into? Probably, maybe, I don't know. Okay, well that was my last example. You know, I didn't really prove the thing I was trying to, but there are still dangerous people out there. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching this video, especially if you stuck all the way to this point. Thank you very much. You specifically, thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. If you want to hit that subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. So would Rivers. He went to Puerto Rico to visit family. He's not here. I can't really pull him into the room right now. I'm sorry, but he would appreciate it if you hit that like button as well. I don't know. Share this with your friends. I think your grandma maybe would find this funny. Your grandma likes Instagram, I think. We talk on a regular basis. Anyways, I'm gonna go write a love letter to Rivers because he doesn't have a cell phone. So I can only talk to him through mail. I'm gonna go do that. So, see you guys in the next one. Bye.